Kia ora, my name is Harrison Keefe, and I've travelled all around Aotearoa. And today, we're going to be tackling a certain town which is situated near the centre of the North Island. And that town is Taupō. Now, you've probably heard of Taupō because it's such an amazing pit stop if you're going up north to Rotorua or Auckland or anywhere up that way. Or if you're coming up there and you're coming down southways, you always pit stop in Taupō. But today, I'm going to tell you 5 reasons as to why you should reconsider just having a pit stop there and why not have a holiday there or move there. Number 1, Taupō is known for one of the biggest carnival game scams in the world, and that is the hole-in-one challenge. So on the waterfront of the Great Lake Taupō, which is beautiful by the way, there's some spots where you stand and you get a golf tee and a golf ball and a golf club, and you're going to hit this golf ball, which is floating out on this pontoon in the lake, and there's a hole in the middle that you could win $10,000. Now the pontoon's 102 meters away, so 111 yards. It doesn't seem like a lot when you're there. You're like, oh, easy, walk in the park. I don't know if anyone's actually won $10,000. I have no idea if anyone's actually won this. And if they have, I have no idea how they could be giving away $10,000 on the lakefront, hitting a ball into a hole. Seems bizarre. But seriously, I've tried to get a hole-in-one on that game, 50 times in my life, which you probably think isn't a lot, but you don't have many turns when you're there. I feel like you only get a few goes. But man, it is the biggest pain in the ass. And seeing everyone around there, no one gets it, but literally you go out there and every time you're driving past, going up north, they always look at that lakefront and they go, oh, guys, should we hop out? Should we have one turn? One hit, let's do a couple hits, Every time, you're ripped off, you lose your money, you drive away. And it's like this beautiful scenery on this beautiful lakeside. And there's this fucking carnival scam just floating in the lake, just sitting there, floating around. And you look at it and you go, man, well, if no one else here can do it, I guess I can. You always have that attitude. You always want to get it. It's such an annoying game, but it is a lot of fun. And if anyone has actually gotten that hole-in-one, please let me know. I'm very interested. And did you actually get $10,000? Because I don't quite believe it. I don't reckon anyone in New Zealand's got it. If they have, please let me know. Number 2, Taupō is obviously known for its beautiful lake, which used to be a volcano, erupted, and now it's a big swimming pool. That's so much fun. You don't have to be scared of sharks, stingrays, any sea life. And once every 10 years, the volcano that is under the lake goes and then all the water on the top just bubbles like a big spa pool. So every 10 years, it's called the Lake Taupō Big Spa Day, where the whole lake is a spa. It's beautiful and it warms up too. All those volcanic rocks just warming it up. It never explodes. It did back in the 70s once, but only 200 people were killed, so it wasn't too bad. But nowadays, it never explodes. And seriously, it's beautiful. It bubbles every 10 years. And so we go there every 10 years. It's a bit of a luck of the draw. It's either like it's going to go fadoosh and just blow everything to bits, or it's going to give a nice little ripple in the water with a bit of warmth. And you always hope for that. But seriously, if you're visiting Taupō, go to the lake. Go for a bit of a swim. Go for a bit of a dip. It is such a nice place to swim, apart from all the golf balls that are hitting you in the head from that bloody game. But dodge those and you'll have a lovely time. Number 3, speaking of lakes, Taupō has beautiful fish in that lake. What fish is that, you ask? Well, Lake Taupō is the home of the trout. Trouts are like the only fish, I'm pretty sure, that live in that lake, and they are delicious. I want to say controversial. Honestly, give me your opinions. Tell me I'm wrong, but also tell me I'm right, because trout is probably my favourite fish in New Zealand. Apart from a snapper, a classic snapper, delicious. And you want to know my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather's auntie's sister's recipe for trout? Cornflakes on the outside. Dip it in the milk, dip it in the old cornflakes. Yeah. It's a nice crumb on the outside. Beautiful crumb. You need to go to Taupo and fish for some trout. Seriously, fish for it. Our family grew up with no fishing pole, so I was raised to use old thing 1 and thing 2, and we just kind of, grab those fish, just tuck in. Go. You're hunting underwater, you see the 2 fish, 1, 2, there's a third, you go, you walk out, the trout, you have a trout. And I learned that from the locals in Taupō. So honestly, if you go to the waterfront, whether to the golf, we can go for a swim, there will be locals doing exactly that. You just have to be in the right place and your hands in the right position, and you'll be able to catch a flying trout heading your way that a local's going to chuck at you with their teeth. Go, oh, thank you so much. There you go. Bit of a tourist tip for you there. Number 4. Now, this next thing I'm going to say is a real if you know, you know situation. The locals will know exactly what I'm talking about. I see these every time I drive past this place. I've been on them once. I can't remember what hotel, motel, they're outside on the front grassy area. But one of the reasons Taupō is famous is because randomly on a patch of grass in front of a motel is about 10 segways. Literally just this guy with a trailer sets up a bit of rope and you just drive these fucking segways around. And when I talk segways, yeah, I mean like mall cop, like just segways. And I mean, yeah, they're fun. They're a great time. I did it once and that's probably all you'll need to ever do again. You don't go far, do you? Because you're just going, you know, again, on this patch of grass in front of a motel, just going round in circles. But it's a lot of fun. It's an attraction. It's good to support local. The team there are great. They're bloody legends. But I think you pay about 10 huck and then you just jump on a Segway, ride around for a bit. It's a bit of local fun. Again, great view of the lake. I don't know if you're catching my drift here, but the lake there is beautiful. And that's kind of all there is. There's more, but the lake is the center point, okay? And Taupō love to really celebrate this lake because it is the center of the town. And pretty much the only thing that's in the town. But that's alright, don't worry about it. That's, you know, it's the heart. It's the heart of the North Island, Taupō. But if you want to have a bit of fun, go on down to the Segway patch in front of the motel, go up to old Mikey Moonshine, the guy who runs the Segways, and hey, tell him I sent you. Number 5. Now, for my final point, I was going to talk about Hooker Prawn Park. You probably thought I was going to say Hooker Falls. No, Hooker Prawn Park. It's like a park where you can fish for prawns and it's all prawn themed. It's very okay. It's alright. I was going to go into it, but I don't really have much to say about it. That's pretty much all there is. But there was one thing that just popped into my head while filming this video. Now, this could be the most iconic thing of the town / the most unique dining experience in New Zealand. When you go to McDonald's in Taupō, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But if you go to McDonald's, you can decide whether to eat your meal inside in a classic McDonald's interior or go eat it in an official McDonald's aeroplane. That's right, you can eat McDonald's in a fucking aeroplane. And it's as insane as it sounds. Sadly, the plane is parked up and not working. But literally, it's just a McDonald's and it looks like a pilot's just popped in for a lunch break and just landed the plane on the restaurant. It's just a plane that's outside. It's like red, silver. You can go in, you can go be a pilot or a cowboy. But you can go sit and be a pilot, you can go eat in the plane. It's a bit grotty. I've had a few meals in there. On 1 or 2 occasions, I've definitely been eating a cheeseburger while watching a kid piss in the corner. That's just, you know, that's a classic. It's a given. McDonald's playgrounds are filled with piss. So is the aeroplane. But just try not to think about it and it's not too bad anymore. But it is one of the most unique McDonald's experiences in the world, I think, eating in an airplane. I don't know how well it's aged. I have not been there for a long time, but it's still there. I still drive past it. You still see the plane. But it is a bucket list thing to do if you are not from Taupō or if you've never been there. If you're from Taupō, you're probably thinking, why would you ever go there? But if you're not, you have to try it out. You have to eat McDonald's in a plane. How often in your life can you say you've eaten McDonald's in a plane? Unless you sneak some on, which is gross. How often can you say you've eaten hot McDonald's on a plane? Okay, now that's an experience. And that's probably the best thing about Taupō. Now that concludes my 5 points about Taupō. I hope that convinced you to possibly stop over there for a bit longer, go for a holiday, think about moving there. It is a beautiful place. We love Taupō, and you are the heart of Aotearoa. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll talk to you soon.